So apparently there's a way to get Doomsteel unlocked in like 6 minutes, 5 minutes. It's really, really quick. Today we're going to cover a strategy that might just save your guys' lives. I'm going to actually be doing it for the first time as well, so hopefully I don't die doing it. But drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy the video. Want to unlock all new mastery camos like Singularity ASAP? Check out Mitch Cactus, the biggest and the most reliable name in Call of Duty. They offer instant delivery DLC codes like Monster Energy, plus lobbies delivered in under an hour. Everything is 100% safe and legit for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Just about the community and seen all over YouTube, Mitch Cactus has over 20,000 verified reviews and thousands of personal vouchers. Make them the go-to for all things Call of Duty and even other games like Battlefield 6. Be sure to use code SPAZEL for 5% off and check out their current Black Friday sale to earn up to 60% off for a limited time only. Okay, so we're loading inside of Ashes of the Damned. Now, to explain this strategy before we even really get into it, because we do have to spend a little bit of time in the game before we can even do this strategy, but once you do, I guess it's really, really good. So, inside of Ashes of the Damned, there are all the POIs, of course, but there's also the ways to travel to the POIs, and we're going to call it the fog, right? I'm pretty sure that's kind of what it's referred to amongst the zombies community. Maybe you guys know what I'm talking about, maybe not. But, basically, when you go inside of the fog past round 16, right, because that's when the ZURSA spawns in, you can get a ZURSA to spawn in, right? Hear me out. You kill the ZURSA, okay? Then instantly, another one spawns in, and it counts for your weapon. So, today we're going to see just how easy that can be. Obviously, I have Infestation unlocked, so I can't really show a progress bar of like, hey, this is how many we have on this weapon. I already have it all done. But this is definitely going to be pretty fun to do. Right now, we're pretty much straight up going to speed run to round 16. Now, however method I decide to do to get there, we're going to change our field upgrade real quick to Toxic Growth. We're going to start running some of these spores before we leave spawn. Because completely honest, we don't need to do anything other than upgrade our gun. That is it. And then once we get to that point, we can literally farm like crazy. So that's what we're gonna do for a little bit. I'm gonna genuinely try to sit here as long as humanly possible until round 16, just so we can speed run things. It's gonna be way faster, and then we'll get out of here. One thing I think you definitely want to use, if you have them unlocked, decoys. If you gotta buy them in game, buy them. But you do or unlock them at level 50, so that might be something maybe not many of you guys have. But you're going to need monkey bombs, just something to kind of keep the zombies a little bit busy while you're killing the ZURSA. Unless you think you can handle it all. But it does get a little chaotic, so we should have a little bit of an interesting challenge ahead of us. 12, I'm just going to dart straight over to Ashwood, if we can. Actually, no, we got to go to Van Dorn Farm first, since we went this way, and we got to turn that on. But if we just would have went to Blackwater Lake, I think that's the POI name, then we could have just went over to Ashwood, but it's okay. Because usually you don't have to turn on the power everywhere. But, of course, if you want the perks, then you can, of course. This thing is so slow, dude, without the boosting. Holy moly. Feels like it takes ages to get over here from spawn. Reload real quick. We can just destroy these. We are pack 2 blue rarity. So I definitely recommend, if you're going to do that strategy right there, to go ahead and... or never, I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. If you're going to do this strategy, I recommend doing that at the start of your game. So you can kind of get ahead. That way you can absolutely fry the ZURSAs inside of the fog. Okay. We can kill these guys, and we can finish this off. There we go. Love it. I do now have 2 decoys as well. One of the pods did give me a decoy, so I now hold them, and then every time we get a max ammo, we get more of them. But we also have a ton of salvage from it as well, so whenever we need to go buy more, we can. Let me go ahead and do this, and we can shoot over this way. And then head over to Ashwood. The reason I'm going to Ashwood is, of course, to get Juggernog and Double Tap. That's pretty much all I need. If you need all your perks, get them, right? You know how you play, right? You know your skill level, not me. So, yeah, I can handle it with just Jug. You know, maybe I get a 2-plate vest just to be sure. But that's pretty much it. We can just go ahead and leave this vehicle right over there. We aren't really going to need it, to be completely honest. Not right now, at least. So let me go ahead and open up this door. I'm going to snag a 2-plate. Pop that open. Bada bing, bada boom. And we can destroy this real fast. By the way, I hope you guys are having a great day today. It is currently double XP, double weapon XP, and double gobblegums inside of Black Ops 7. So if you are free this weekend, grind so you can level up your guns and level up your player. And earn Perkaholics, right? They also did nerf the Ashes of the Damned Easter egg today. So it's now a little bit easier to do for solo players, which I probably will have a video on it. I currently have a game, like, ready to go to the boss fight. I'm just honestly waiting to sit down and record it. So expect that, and then I have a few gun videos. There's this gun in the game. I'm not going to tell you guys yet until the video drops. But when you prestige it, you get an attachment that doesn't seem like a significant change to the gun until you use it. And it is so good. Like, so good. And it's funny because it's good in every mode. It's not just good in zombies. It absolutely rips in multiplayer to the point where you might even get shadow banned if you use it in multiplayer because it's so OP. But nobody's really talking about it right now because, to be quite honest, not many people are going through and prestiging every gun and doing it like I am. I'm pretty much almost have every gun prestige already. So, yeah, it's definitely very OP, I would say. But okay, now we need to just speedrun to 16, which is only a few more rounds. We just got to finish off this round and then we'll be good here. I am also using the Peacekeeper today, if you guys are curious of which gun I am using. Having it fully kitted out, it's actually pretty good. Most people kind of overlook this weapon. It's very understandable because when you first start playing and you first start grinding this weapon and leveling it up, multiplayer, zombies, I haven't played endgame, but probably endgame, it is absolutely terrible, right? But when you max it out, when you get the right build on it, it's sick and it absolutely shreds. So that's what we're using today. But 2 more rounds to go, and then once we hit on 16, we can start farming the strategy. Okay, so we should be able to enter the fog. I'm over here by Van Dorn Farm, right? We should be able to enter the fog and run around, and we should, in theory, get a ZURSA to spawn in very, very soon. Now, you must be careful because these zombies are pretty beefy. So what I would recommend is you just kind of train around a little bit, and we wait. And then once you get your first one, it should go very, very quick. So we just got to train a little bit, and then we'll obviously see one spawn in. Trying to listen to see if I hear him, or if I don't hear him, he just automatically spawns. We can just kind of run around. I would recommend picking a very open spot to train, as it's going to be a lifesaver. Now, there is a max amount of zombies that spawn in the fog for you if they're chasing you. So once you get your horde together, you'll be kind of fine. You'll be able to kind of get used to the numbers. Let me see. And maybe, just maybe, you should turn the Rampage Inducer off. I know I have it on. Come on, ZURSA. Spawn in for us. We can just run over here. It takes a little bit to get him to spawn in. It takes like a minute or two of just being in the fog. We can shoot some of these guys, no big deal. You kill, like, the Ravagers pretty fast and stuff. So if needed, you can shoot them. No big deal there. Get out of here, Ravagers. I would recommend, honestly, though, just kind of running around until a ZURSA spawns. But why do you want to do that, you know? It's fun shooting zombies. Where is this bear? He should be spawning in now any minute. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. We can just kind of keep rotating back over this way until one does. But yeah, for this you have to be past round 16 because that's kind of the game's like, okay, we can spawn them in now type thing. There's one. Okay. So, in theory, we should just throw a decoy, right? That should kind of keep them away. We should be able to sit here, pop a reload. And then he's still over there. We're just going to run this way. We can reload. He's still right here. Okay, he's dead. So boom. That would be one elite for our Doomsteel, right? We're still training. We're still chilling. No big deal. Now we're just going to keep moving around. I have no more plates, which is fine. I'm not really worried. We're good. We have that new jug augment on, so it allows us to have that 100 extra health. Which definitely adds up and helps a ton. Okay. Now we should be able to just keep going, and then another ZURSA should spawn in. In theory. In theory, ladies and gentlemen. I hear something going on. Something loud. Let's see. Where is our next ZURSA bear? We can move all the way over here. But usually it doesn't matter. It's just pretty much in an area thing. He's going to come after you regardless. We can train these zombies up. We can take them over by this pod right here. Kill some of them. Do that. Bam. Stun him a little bit. And there's another ZURSA. So we can throw a decoy. We can farm the crit spot. Okay, we can just hop down. It's kind of easy to maneuver in here. I mean, to be quite honest, this is kind of a strategy for more experienced players, right? Because this isn't something a day one, this is your first game, and somehow you're on Doomsteel already to do. But if you went through the camo grind, you should be able to do this. Just honestly, you should be able to run around in here. There's another ZURSA already. So this would already be 3 out of 10, right? Now again, it can be, a little bit challenging to do, but you do get used to it. And you definitely can turn the Rampage Inducer off, of course. I wouldn't recommend having it on. Now, we're out of ammo. Spazo, what do we do when we run out of ammo? Well, you gotta go get some. So, we're gonna head over to Van Dorn Farm, and we're just gonna purchase ourselves some ammo. No big deal. They'll despawn, but it's okay. We'll get them to respawn right back in whenever we go back over there. So, we can just go over here and buy ourselves some ammo. And say we could just refill our plates for a slight 10 bands. Which is absolutely crazy. I did not do that. Let me go ahead and head over here and buy some decoys. We'll buy some more plates. If you flipped around, you flipped around. It's no big deal. There we go. And we don't have that. So let's just get monkeys. It's fine by me. And there's a max. Okay. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to go and hop right back into the fog now that we have our stuff together. Right? Obviously, if you have Speed Cola, if you have Quick Revive, if you have your 3 plate, of course, you're going to be way better off than, say, me right now, right? Because I don't really have that much set up. We could have better things to do this. But it's still a very good strategy and a very fast strategy. If you're trying to really button down and get these guns done, you can definitely do this and unlock your guns at a very fast rate. It always kind of irritates me a little bit because I usually do the camo grinds right away, right when the game launches. So usually, I do all my camos like the legit way, I guess you could say, right? Where you're kind of just training and depending on the rounds to spawn in what you want. But now, man, when you find these strategies, and I would say if I could go back and I knew that this strategy worked, I would 100% focus mainly on this one. Okay, because it isn't hard to train around here with these zombies. It isn't hard to throw a monkey bomb. It isn't hard to throw a decoy and just shoot the ZURSA. It's not challenging whatsoever. Will you run out of ammo and have to go buy some more? Yes. Will they despawn? Yes. But is it worth it and efficient for the amount of time you spend in game to get to this point? Hell yeah, it is. It's a very, very good strategy. So we can throw that monkey. We can start shooting ZURSA. Recommend shooting that and then just go ahead and start shredding him critically. There we go. Decent amount of damage being dealt to him. We can just train around a little bit. No big deal. And we can just take off this way. And honestly, doing this strategy, you are going to get better at the game. For sure. It's one of those things. You're going to feel more comfortable kind of in the harder, challenging aspects of the game, because they made it to where this is hard. Obviously, as ZURSA spawns back to back to back to back. So there we go. There would be another one. I forget where we're at, if that would be 3 out of 10, right? But we just continue sitting here until we get another one to spawn in, which usually it's pretty instantly. It's pretty back to back. Maybe it's 20 seconds in between, right, for the game to kind of register that the one you killed is dead. But as you guys seen when we killed that second one, the third one spawned right away before we had to go get ammo. So now we can just say sit around here and wait a few seconds until we get another one to spawn in, which he should be spawning in any minute now. We have our monkey bomb, so we can go ahead and throw that whenever we're ready. Let me see. But yeah, like if you had Deadshot Daiquiri, if you had Speed Cola, you were able to reload faster. You know, things like that. That stuff helps and it adds up and it saves you a ton of time and makes it easier than, say, if you didn't, right? So say we can just shoot that little beehive. We can pop a reload. We can shred that critical spot. We can reload again. And they're not going to go up in health. They are a little bit more beefier than, say, the normal ZURSAs, but they're not that much harder to kill. They're fairly simple to take down, I would say. There was another one dead, right? And then you just wait on the next one to spawn in. And this, I've heard that it counts for Doomsteel, right? So I definitely recommend trying it. I definitely recommend doing it, as it's going to be very, very easy to grind your camos and finish Infestation. This is my job here on YouTube, and this is what I shoot for, to try and give you guys the best things to help you out inside of Call of Duty. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, if it did help you guys out inside of the camo grind, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel down below to help the channel grow and to push this video out to more people. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you in the next one. I am out. Have a good one. Peace.